What is cracking PokeMoshPit? This is Rchizzle9, and welcome to my second upload on this main channel. Today's match is actually going to be an RU tier battle I had against a pretty good player from the Smog and Wi-Fi Battle Finder that unfortunately I couldn't quite get the name of, but if you are here watching this, please leave a comment and maybe Chase will put you in the title. I doubt he will though because he's lazy. But anyways, looking at his team, I can already kind of guess most of his movesets since it's got a pretty basic team structure. Now, if you look at it, Claydol and Munchlax are probably his walls, Medicham is most likely his Scarfer, and Magneton, don't really know what that's going to be, but Omastar and Lilligant for sure are going to be setup sweepers with Shell Smash and Quiver Dance. And the whole match, the only thing that I was basically scared of was the Omastar, because if it sets up a Shell Smash and I don't have my Choice Scarf Rotom, I'm going to lose. So I need to keep my Rotom healthy, and that was just my mindset going to this game. So let's just get straight into it. Now, my opponent is going to lead off with a Claydol as I lead off with my Rotom, because it's always nice to lead off with a Scarfer that can U-turn or Volt Switch, and in this case it's Volt Switch. And right here I know that he wants to save that Claydol for later, possibly to Rapid Spin my Steelix's Stealth Rocks, so instead I'm going to predict to switch into his Munchlax and just go straight for the Volt Switch, and that's going to be good because I will get the switch advantage, although it doesn't do anything to this Munchlax at all. Now, I'm going to go into my Steelix, and normally right here I would just go for the Stealth Rocks, but I do know that he has that Claydol, so it would be kind of pointless, and I'm just instead going to go for the Dragon Tail just to get some decent damage on it. And indeed, he does bring his Claydol as I predicted, and unfortunately, I Dragon Tail him out to the one thing I didn't want him to, which is his Omastar that's already going to be causing problems. Now, right here, I know he's not going to Shell Smash. He would be an idiot if he did, because I would be able to just Dragon Tail it away. So he goes for the Surf right here as I predicted, and I go straight into my Crawdon. And right here, actually, I was kind of worried because maybe if he sets up Shell Smash now, I could be in deep trouble. But he might think that I have the superpower as well, so I'm going to switch out, go into my Boufflant just to hope that he would want to win the speed tie and go for HP Grass. And he sure enough does do that as I predicted correctly. And that was actually a pretty good series of plays on my part. Now, right here, I'm just going to be able to go for the head charge on basically anything. Actually, no, I go straight for the Earthquake, just wanting to take out that Omastar, which is probably a bad play because the Claydol is pretty obvious, but at this point, he's going to inevitably be able to set up the Stealth Rocks, but the head charge is going to do a ton to this Claydol. And when I mean a ton, that means about 70%, because it's not going to take it out. Basically, no physical attack can actually take out a freaking Claydol in one hit because they're so bulky. But the head charge is definitely going to do a sufficient amount. Now, he's going to go for the Earth Power, and what I could have done here actually was subbed up first, because I didn't know his Earth Power was going to do that little, but apparently Boufflant is just that bulky, because I am max HP, also I got max attack, and head charge is going to be able to take out that Claydol. So now, he lost his spinner, and although he did get his Stealth Rocks up, I'm not going to be able to spin away. I do have Claydol that can later on just... or I don't have Claydol. I have Steelix that could set up my rocks. But anyways, he's going to go into his Medicham, and I'm going to predict the high jump kick, which was a bad play on my part. It's going to really cost me because he goes for the Psycho Cut predicting my Rotom. Now, the reason why I switched into Rotom was because I thought he really wanted to take out my Boufflant, because my Boufflant was a huge threat to his team. He really needed to take it out, and if I were him, I would have gone for the safe play and gone for a high jump kick. Had I stayed in, I would have already won the match, but instead, he predicts my switch into this Rotom, and right here, I wanted to trick something that would switch in just to maybe get some leftovers, and if I get leftovers, then I can live a rock switch in, but that doesn't happen. He goes into his Magneton, and I do get his Eviolite, but I do give him also a Choice Scarf. Now, I'm going to go into my Steelix, and he actually goes for the Flash Cannon, I believe, and I know I can take those for days, so I'm going to be able to set up my Stealth Rocks, even though I lose my Sturdy ability. And now, the only thing I'm worried about now is going to be the Omastar again, because that Omastar, I can no longer take out with my Rotom because my Rotom's going to die to a Rock Switch in. Now, right here, he could have hypothetically gone into that, but instead, I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rock as he goes into his Lilligant. And the Lilligant, as you all know, tends to go for Sleep Powder and then Quiver Dance, then Giga Drain, and maybe Hidden Power Fire or Fighting or Rock, depending on whatever the heck he wants. But I'm going to go into my Boufflant, which he definitely forgot that I have the Sap Sipper, which I already used earlier. But because of that bad play on his part, he's going to go for the Sleep Powder. I predict that, and I'm going to be able to get the plus attack boost. And now, basically, his Lilligant is kind of useless as long as I have this Boufflant. And he's going to switch on out of there. I'm actually going to predict to switch into his Magneton quite nicely, go straight for the Earthquake. And the reason why I didn't sub up was because I want this Boufflant to have as much HP as possible so I can maybe live a hit later. And sure enough, that's actually going to matter a lot because this prediction helps me out a ton. I needed as much damage on this. I needed as little damage on this thing as possible. Now, right here, he goes back into his Metachamp. I know this time he's probably going to go for the high jump kick. But in any case, I'm just going to go into my Rotom and sack it because I'm going to die to Stealth Rocks. And unfortunately, my opponent is not a dumb player, so he isn't going to go for the high jump kick because had he had gone for that, he would have gotten 50% off. But no, that sounded like a sale or something, 50% off. But anyways, he goes for the Ice Punch. He locks himself into that, and I know he's locked into that. So I go to my Crawdont because I thought I could take a few of these, but it actually does quite a lot. And I'm going to be able to Dragon Dance, and I thought I would be able to outspeed, and I was like, wait a minute, he's Choice Scarf. What am I doing? But luckily, because I do have leftovers over Life Orb, I strongly suggest leftovers on a Crawdont. And my Datfish Cray is going to be able to take this Ice Punch, and then take out his Metacham with the Waterfall. And now I'm at +1 attack, +1 speed, looking real good. And yeah, his Metacham's just going to die to that Waterfall because Metacham is not the bulkiest Pokemon. And Crawdont has the adaptability ability, which gives you, I think, like plus times 1.5 on your stab move, something like that. Someone's going to correct me, but whatever. So now he's going to go into his Munchlax, and I have Waterfall and Crunch, and I do not have the superpower. So I'm going to go for the Waterfall, thinking it would kill, but it doesn't. He's going to live with barely, like, freaking, like, 1 HP. Not really. That's probably, like, 30, but I'll shut up. Goes for the Body Slam and takes me out. That's kind of unfortunate, but I can just go into my Boufflant, which was kind of the MVP in this match. I'm going to go for the Head Charge and take him out really nicely. God, I love that animation for Head Charge, throwing my Afro at him, or actually just charging my Afro at him. And at this point, I still have a really decent amount of HP, and he's going to go into his Omastar now. And right here, I know that I can take a Surf because I didn't calc it, but I just thought I do have the bulk. I saw the damage that his previous Pokemon were doing to my Boufflant, and I do take the Surf with 70 HP. Going to go for the Earthquake, and I do not take him out, which is unfortunate, but he was actually as shocked as I was. I thought I was going to be able to take him out the Earthquake, but what he could have done was gone for the Shell Smash, and then he would have won the game. But instead, he went for the Surf, thinking that it would take me out, and now he gets a crit, which is actually kind of funny because it doesn't matter. But at this point, because he does not have that +2 special attack raise, I'm going to go into my Sigilyph, my Unleash the Power, going to go for the Charge Beam, and just destroy that Omastar, which is awesome because I'm also going to get a +1 special attack. It doesn't really matter at this point because there's nothing my opponent can really do. All he has left, I believe, is his Lilligant that I can basically take out with this If not this thing, then I still have other stuff for it. I'm going to go for the Stored Power because I do have only +1, but it's still going to do a decent chunk. And he actually misses the Sleep Powder, which is going to spell his doom. It didn't really matter in the long run anyways. As I go for another Stored Power, and this time he does hit the Sleep Powder, but I believe he does have the Life Orb, so it's kind of no point in that at this point because he will die if he hits me with anything. So anyways, that was a great game, whoever you are. Sorry, I don't know your name. And I hope you guys enjoyed my PokeMoshPit upload for the day. If you did, go ahead and check out my channel. I'd really deeply appreciate that. And also, like, leave a comment or something. I love looking at comments, and I'll try to reply to, like, each one. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day. And also, I lived that with 7 HP, which is funny. And yeah, it's going to be a 2-0 victory for me. So, Lilligant's going to die, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Deuces.